Testimony, Eric Trump appeared to contradict himself.
In court, the New York State Attorney General's office played Eric Trump's deposition, where he denied having any involvement with the financial documents at the heart of the civil fraud trial.
I've done a lot to try and jog my memory, and I simply can't because I don't think I've ever had any involvement in the statement of financial condition, to the best of my knowledge.
The Attorney General's office then confronting him with evidence he did know about those statements. We're a major organization, a massive real estate organization, Eric Trump said, raising his voice. I am aware we have financial statements.
Correspondent Aaron Katursky, the judge has already ruled that fraud was committed. This phase of the trial will determine how much it's going to cost in penalties and whether Donald Trump can do business in New York State. Eric Trump is back on the stand today. Donald Trump himself expected to testify Monday, followed by Ivanka on Wednesday. There has been a fatal hit and run in Crown Heights, and it wasn't just one car involved, but two. It happened outside 20 East New York Avenue, where a 79-year-old woman was struck and dragged and then hit by a second vehicle on Fulton Street. Both drivers took off. The woman has yet to be publicly identified. 15 people hurt in a multifamily building explosion in Dutchess County. Fire Chief Jason Ensign.
On arrival, we had a working fire with multiple people trapped, and the fire department and multiple agencies did an excellent job on pulling those victims out.
This was in Wappingers Falls, where police say a utility crew ruptured a gas line during routine maintenance. A majority of the injured are said to be critical, among them 2 adults and a child who were medevaced to the Westchester County Medical Center. Both the power and gas are still out on the street where this happened. The Red Cross is assisting those who've been displaced, and Governor Hochul has deployed state emergency services personnel to assist in the response. The Justice Department launching civil investigations into 2 prisons in South Carolina.
The DOJ is probing the Sheriff Al Cannon Detention Center in North Charleston and the Alvin S. Glenn Detention Center in Columbia, citing several reports of inmate deaths and assaults, inadequate medical and mental health care, and other dangerous physical conditions. There have been a combined 14 deaths at the jails since last year.
Correspondent Stacy Lynn. In one incident, a mentally ill black man died after being tased 10 times by 2 jail employees who had also kneeled on his back until he stopped breathing. When's News Time 7:26, Bloomberg Money Watch. Here's Steve Potusk.
Well, Susan, Starbucks has unveiled plans to drive growth, telling investors it'll increase efficiency with supply chain improvements, saving $3 billion. The coffee giant also plans to accelerate store renovations while opening more locations that target on-the-go customers with formats such as double-sided drive-thrus. Starbucks also pledging to double its 75 million rewards members in 5 years. Carvana managed to top Wall Street quarterly forecast, defying the challenges posed by rising interest rates and high inflation. The online used car retailer has lowered costs in recent months and restructured some of its debt to lower interest payments. Now, as we wait for the October jobs report, S&P futures, they're still down about 5 points. NASDAQ giving back 50. Dow futures, though, are positive by 4. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Steve Potusk for 1010 Wins and 92.3 FM.
Wins News Time 7:27. Good morning. It's Susan Richard with this message. Have you heard about the 9/11 Notice Act? Well, if you worked in Lower Manhattan below Canal Street, either on 9/11 or in the 8 months after, you need to know about this.
Hello, YouTube. Freddie Cardone here. Welcome back to another Driving and the News video. The purpose of this video, and others like it, is to record history for future generations. So if you just landed on this video, I'm driving in Paterson, New Jersey on my way to work. I'm taking the long way. I'm taking a few lefts and rights just to show you a few neighborhoods. Since it is a little bit early, I can afford a little bit of extra time to provide some extra content for my subscribers and non-subscribers alike. If you're not a subscriber, I recommend subscribing. Become part of the ATF squad. All things Fred. I have several playlists on my channel. I have a Driving and the News playlist, which that's what this is a part of. A Pride in Paterson playlist where I show a lot of Paterson content. Also have a Fred Drives playlist where I drive on the highways and byways of New Jersey, northern New Jersey, and sometimes upstate New York, sometimes Manhattan, sometimes Queens. You never know. That's why you need to subscribe. You never know what you're going to get. Mama said, Fred's channel is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Sorry about that. That's my very bad Forrest Gump impression. Back to the news.
DeVito's performance in I Need That, a new play that just opened on Broadway last night. The Wall Street Journal says Danny DeVito is a singular talent. His hilarious performance is a certifiable gem, adds Time Out New York. Don't miss Danny DeVito in I Need That, now extended through December 30th only. Visit roundabouttheater.org for tickets. That's roundabouttheater.org.
Low-price home heating oil is now available at a fixed price that can save you hundreds of dollars a year on your home heating bill. Don't wait. Call Slowlands right now at 866-OIL-DEAL.
You probably think I'm going to make a left on Crooks Avenue.
Caribbean food delights. Grab a patty, take a bite.
Guess we'll have to
43
see.
degrees. It is clear. Humidity 57%. Winds variable at 3. We're heading up to a sunny 58. I'm Susan Richard. Winds News Time 7:30.
And a very good morning, everybody. Look at us. We finally made it to Friday. I'm Scott Stanford. Well, SBF testified that he never meant to cheat crypto customers out of at least $10 billion. But a federal jury in Manhattan wasn't buying it.
FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried is found guilty on charges of wire fraud, conspiracy to commit fraud, and money laundering in the failure of his cryptocurrency business. CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman.
If you add up all of the counts, you're looking at something like 110 years in prison. However, that is not ultimately what he's facing. But what he's facing is not going to be anything that looks like 3 months or 3 years.
Bankman-Fried's attorney says they respect the jury's decision, but are very disappointed with the result.
Jennifer Kuiper reporting Sam Bankman-Fried will be sentenced on March 28th. His attorney, Mark Cohn, says, you know what, they're going to fight this conviction.
My client, Mr. Bankman-Fried, maintains his innocence, and we're going to continue to vigorously fight the charges against him.
Winds News Time, 7:31. Traffic and transit on the ones. We get you back out to Karen Stewart.
In Queens, the westbound LIE at Maurice Avenue has got a crash. We've got the left lane blocked. The westbound to LIE delays into Maurice are going back to 164th Street. And we've got eastbound traffic from Maurice Avenue heading out into the Van Wyck Expressway. The Van Wyck northbound is now jammed into Atlantic Avenue from back at the busy, but not jammed for too far. Belt Parkway delays westbound in the area only go back to Guy Brewer Boulevard. The inbound Gowanus, the BQE eastbound is busy from Fort Hamilton Parkway to the Prospect. From the Prospect into Atlantic, it of course is jammed. We've got westbound BQE delays from Flushing Avenue into Atlantic Avenue that are anywhere from moderately heavy to jammed as well. The inbound 59th Street Bridge starting to build volume here across the span. The Queens Boulevard approach is starting to get a little bit heavy. The RFK is slightly slow, but that's about it. Nothing major that you really need to concern yourself with. And if you're traveling the Hudson River, we've got 38 at the George Upper, 25 to the lower, 25 Lincoln, and 25 to 30 minutes inbound over at the Holland Tunnel. Traffic is sponsored by Consumer Cellular. Consumer Cellular offers the exact same nationwide 5G coverage as the major carriers, even in bumper-to-bumper traffic. Their 100% U.S.-based support is just a click or call away. Plus, switch activation is always free. Visit consumercellular.com to switch today. I'm Karen Stewart. Your next report's coming up at 7:41 on 1010 Winds and 92.3 FM.
Now we get a check of the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Meteorologist Joe Lundberg. Joe, you're telling me, you're saying it right here, that we have no wetness this entire weekend.
We don't have rain in the forecast. It looks like it'll be a rain-free weekend. A novelty. The first time that's happened since the Labor Day weekend. It's been that long since it's been dry across the tri-state on a weekend, but it looks like that's going to be the case this weekend. Today, lots of sunshine, gets up to 58. Partly cloudy tonight, 47 in Midtown, upper 30s in those colder north and west suburbs. Tomorrow, clouds, some sun, dry and nice. The high 61 looks dry for the marathon on Sunday. Partly sunny, up to 62. And even on Monday, probably dry. Clouds and some sun and a high approaching 60. Clear and 43 in Central Park, humidity 57%, the wind southwest at 6. Repeating the current temperature 43, we're going up to 58 in Midtown. I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Riverside Memorial Chapel is pleased.
Who can guess where I am right now?
It's available.
Make sure you're subscribed. You never know when I'm going to feature your neighborhood in one of these driving in the news videos.
24/7.
Winds News Time 7:33. New York Marathon weekend here in the city. Tens of thousands of runners going to hit the 26.2-mile trek throughout the 5 boroughs on Sunday morning. There are some marathon-related events happening today. Central Park around 5 p.m. The New York Roadrunners, hosting 2,000 some odd people, including runners from around the world in their opening ceremonies. Here's Senior Vice President of Events and Race Director of the New York City Marathon, Ted Metellus.
Coming out and supporting our fellow runners, coming out and supporting our fellow humans as they take on this challenge of 26.2 miles, and doing so in this great city. That is one of the biggest things I would love people to take away from this experience.
WINS News Time, 7:34. Council member Ina Vernikov was in court yesterday to answer to gun charges stemming from her appearance at a pro-Palestine rally last month.
The Brooklyn council member is charged with criminal possession of a firearm under the new state law regarding guns in sensitive places, even if you have a permit. Her attorney, Arthur Idala, says there were no signs deeming the area to be sensitive.
She was allegedly in an area where there was a protest going on, and it was in violation of one of the rules.
The issue for Idala is the picture that surfaced on social media showing Vernikov and the gun sticking out of the top of her pants at the hip.
You need a human being to verify that was in fact the case.
What you see on a computer screen, he says, is not enough. Vernikov's next court date is in January. Mac Rosenberg, 1010 WINS on 92.3 FM.
Well, a Pennsylvania senator introduced a resolution yesterday that would strip New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez from having access to classified information or attending classified briefings. Senator John Fetterman's resolution targets senators indicted for crimes affecting national security. Now, the resolution doesn't name Menendez directly, but it sounds like Fetterman took aim at Menendez, who's been accused of accepting bribes from a foreign government.
Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan, let's go.
Chaka Khan, one of the many amazing artists who are set to make history tonight over in Brooklyn.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame will induct its class of 2023 later tonight at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Among this year's inductees, George Michael, Kate Bush, Sheryl Crow, Willie Nelson, The Spinners, Rage Against the Machine, and Missy Elliott.
Is it worth it? Let me work it.
She'll be the first female rapper ever inducted. The godfather of hip-hop, DJ Kool Herc, and Chaka Khan are also in. And for the first time ever, you can live stream it at home. It starts at 8 p.m. Eastern on Disney+.
That's correspondent Monica Ricks. I think I made a lot more out of Chaka Khan than she did. If you can't do the live stream, a 3-hour special will air in January on ABC. Hey, get your tissues out. Jerry's got a choice to make on The Golden Bachelor. 3 women, only 2 can stay. 1010 WINS Entertainment's next. Yeah, that's a tough choice.
As a roofer, I don't have time.
I haven't watched The Bachelor in a really long time. Has anyone watched it lately? I don't remember. I think maybe 10 years ago was the last time my wife and I watched it.
I've got the brands I depend on, like Certainty and Landmark Pro, right at my fingertips. And now through November, purchase Certainty with Beacon Pro Plus, web or app, and earn up to $750. Beacon, always building.
Do you have bad credit but need a new car? Do you have trouble getting a car loan for any reason? Call Credit Solutions.
We're 3 minutes away from the 7:40 headlines, so stay tuned for that. And I really appreciate the folks that stay throughout the entire news video, the entire drive. I know sometimes people have a lot to do. I understand that, and it's okay. I do appreciate the few minutes you may stay hanging out with us here.
They'll help with any credit situation. Call 800-95.
My watch is saying that it's 31 degrees right now, Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius. I can't do that math right now.
1,000-mile warranty. Call Credit Solutions for a pre-approval today. 800-951-4221. That's 800-951-4221. Or HudsonHyundai.com. Payments will vary. Credit severity affects approval. See dealer for details.
Shout out to my sister Evelyn, who watches my videos. I really appreciate it, sis. Love you. And we'll see you soon.
Of course, building stronger connections with each woman.
Go ahead, buddy.
I'm looking at 2 women who either one could be my partner for the rest of my life. Having to send someone home is gut-wrenching. I'm dying inside a little bit.
What he just said there, having to send someone home is so gut-wrenching. if I've seen 7 seasons of that show, I hear that line in every single season from every single bachelor or bachelorette, several times a season.
Jack and Zach Meridian Health, we're ready with award.
Right, it's $3.29 regular cash, and debit. I mean, credit and cash is the same, and then Supreme is $4.29 here at that gas station. I like to call out the prices too, so if future generations are watching this video, they could see and hear what were the prices in this year.
Anywhere. That's why I partnered with Beacon.
And for those of you that are wondering about this type of video, I recorded off the radio when the Mets pitcher Johan Santana back in 2012 pitched a no-hitter, and there was an announcer that used to be on the radio but went to TV. So after that no-hitter, that announcer from the TV went back to the radio booth to rejoin his partner, and I'm talking about Gary Cohen and Howie Rose. Don't know who's familiar with that, but I recorded 10 minutes of that audio, and right now, as far as I know, that's the only audio that exists from over 10 years ago. So these videos will become important later.
We'll give you the
All right, here we go. Headlines.
Good morning. It's 43 degrees at 7:40 on this Friday, November 3rd. I'm Scott Stanford. Here's what's happening.
I hold my campaign to the highest ethical standards.
The FBI raid on one of Mayor Adams' campaign fundraisers opens up questions about where some of that money came from. A surprise move by the Suffolk County Police Commissioner as he says he's resigning from his post. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken back in Israel today with officials there as well as other leaders in the region. He's already met with Benjamin Netanyahu. To save or not to save daylight, the debate rolls on as we roll back those clocks this weekend. Hey, what's your take on reclining airline seats? Yes or no?
I'm allowed to put my seat back. I'm allowed to put my seat back.
One woman fighting for her right, and it goes viral. Checking sports, Rangers, Islanders, Devils, all with a V for victory last night. AccuWeather, we get mostly sunny skies. Nice fall day. High today in the mid to upper 50s. Maybe we touch 60. We'll see. Wins news time, 7:41. Traffic and transit on the ones. Back out to the roads we go here on this Friday. What do you say, Karen Stewart?
We're checking on the path trains here. No change. The Hoboken World Trade Center line since 7:17 has been suspended. We've got the Hoboken World Trade Center line suspended, but word from the scene is it will resume in the next few moments. So we're getting a reprieve here. Northern suburbs, the northbound Sawmill Parkway, near exit 32 for Newcastle. We've got an accident. We've got the right lane blocked. New Jersey, the southbound Parkway's got delays to the area east of 144 for Newark. We've got an accident there. It's over on the shoulder. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. 30 minutes in at the GW Bridge, the Holland and the Lincoln Tunnel. Your East River crossings are fairly quiet from the Throgenic Bridge down to the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. We're starting to build inbound of the 59th Street Bridge from Queens Boulevard and inbound side of the Gowanus BQE eastbound combination. Overall delay started at Fort Hamilton Parkway, but the real heavy stuff is beginning at 39th Street and going up into the BQE eastbound.
There's Santoni's Pizzeria there on the right.
Past Atlantic Avenue. The westbound side of the BQE is delayed into the Kosciuszko Bridge, and then we've got some more delays.
All right, guys, thank you so much. We're 18 minutes in. If you stayed for the whole video, I applaud you. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next Driving in the News.